Welcome back to Ellerdine, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look at the wash and line method. So the wash and line method, what is it? Effectively it is a way of suspending a team of flies at a certain depth, which isn't always easy for the fly angler. It incorporates buoyant flies such as a fab or a booby, and that's normally on the point, and that just keeps the other flies up in the water and stops them sinking through the depths. Me personally, it's one of my favourite methods, so let's say we get on using it. What a stunning little creature, with a brownie. Come on buddy, off you go. So when and why the wash and line method? You will catch on it all year round, but for me, spring is king with this one. I think that's because around now we are starting to get large hatches of buzzers and other insect life, and the fish are actively feeding in that top 4 foot of water. So what signs can we look for to suggest that the wash and line method might be the way to go? For starters, indications of fish up in the water. It's as simple as that. If you can see them, it's always a good bet. Alternatively, if we really simplify things and look at a straight line buzzer cast with a floating line and the flies are 4 foot apart, the point fly is going to be sat at around 12 foot, the middle drop at around 8 foot, and the top drop at around 4 foot. If you're not catching fish on the point fly or the middle dropper, but all of your fish are fall into that top dropper, that is a clear indication that the fish are sat high in the water and the wash and line might be a better option. By presenting the wash and line method to them fish in the upper layers, we are increasing our chances of catching one. On the previous cast with the straight line buzzers, we only had 1 fly in that top 4 foot of water, but with the wash and line method, we have 3 flies in the catch zone. Hey! So for my wash and line setup, I'm going to use to target the active fish in the swim, the ones that might be willing to chase or take a moving fly. I'm going to use a 7-weight floating line, a 12-foot leader of Witchwood Ghost Mode fluorocarbon in 6 pound. The flies are set equally at 4 foot apart. On the top dropper, I've got a size 12 cormorant. On the second dropper, I've got another size 12 cormorant. And on the point, I'm using a size 10 fab. For a more static approach, I'm using just my standard buzzer wash and line setup. It's a 6-weight floating line, a 12-foot leader of Witchwood Ghost Mode fluorocarbon in 6 pound. The flies are set equally at 4 foot apart. The top dropper is a size 14 buzzer. The middle dropper is also a size 14 buzzer. And on the point, I've got a size 12 top hat buzzer, foam haze ear, a merger, just something buoyant so it keeps them flies up in the water. Oh, it caught me. Oh, spent all this time on here to hook one and then lose it. I'm moving. The hell's that found? That's a baby, that one. It's a really small fish for here. It's a nice size eating fish though. Let's get him dispatched. The casts I looked at before are my standard setups that I go to 9 times out of 10. But the washing line is such a versatile method, you can adapt it to what you need. For example, if them fish are sat in the 5 to 8 foot depths, but you don't want to retrieve a fly on an intermediate or fish them through the water on a floating line, you can use a sink tip and fish a washing line, and that buoyant fly on the point will hold the flies in the 5 to 8 foot depths, giving you another option to catch them. Alternatively, if you want to fish even higher in the water, you can use a floating line, but on the top dropper use a fab or a booby, so it's a buoyant fly. Middle dropper, whatever you want, and then on the point fly, another fab or booby, and it will hold them even higher in the water. I've changed the cormorants to buzzers. I just feel like they want to take buzzers, they're not willing to chase, but they want the colour to attract them. So I've just adapted to what I think is working, or what will work. It's amazing what a bit of breeze does. Let's take the buzzer on a drop of this. That was my net. Made a move, bag sorted. Nice fish, a bit bigger than the last one. So I'm just fishing them static basically. I'm letting the breeze drift them round, and once it gets down to my right hand margin, I'm just retrieving them ever so slowly. There's certainly fish up the water, so I do think the washing line method's the right way to go, because they're having to go at the fab on a regular basis just as it's sinking down or just sitting under the surface. But I've had a couple so far, so it's going well. But like I said before, it just shows what a bit of breeze does. Just gives you that little bit of cover, makes the fish more confident. It's another one to the top dropper. Little size 14 wicked white buzzer hanging out of his mouth. Oh, nest behind me again. Oh, where's that? There it is. See him out. Oh, that's come off. Thing do it's good nuts. Oh, it's foul, look, that's why. That might not be foul. Oh, is it a brown? I think it's took one of the flies and wrapped itself up. Yeah, it's took one of the flies and wrapped itself up. Oh. I don't normally get fish out, but look at that brownie. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Let's get him put back. I've lost the breeze again now, which is not helping the fishing. I think I might call it a day. But I've had a few. Had a lovely brown. And I'm fishing in a t-shirt. What more can you ask for? I'll see you in the car. Today's been a little bit difficult in patches. I really struggled this morning on Lake Moor, but it was flat calm. Then I went on to Marsh and I found several on Washing Line. I've ended up on 13 and I've lost 6, so I can't complain. Hopefully you've picked something up from the video and you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. If you do fancy trying any of the flies I've used today, most are available on the Fritz and Flash website. You can get 10% off by subscribing to my channel. Once you've done that, just pop in the code SSF10 into the coupon box and the discount will be applied at the checkout. Tight lines.